Hi everyone. This week we are going to start our unit on solving systems of equations. The first way we are going to look at solving systems of equations is by graphing. So before we get into that, I just wanted to do a quick review on how to graph a line from an equation on the coordinate plane. So the first thing we need to do is to graph the y-intercept. Now if you remember, the y-intercept is the number that's over here all by itself. And that's going to tell me where on my y-axis that my line that's created from this equation is going to be. So in this instance, my y-intercept is going to be at 5. So I'm going to start at 0, 0 at the origin and count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to put a dot. From there, I'm going to look at my slope. The slope is the number that is next to the x. So in this case, it's 2. So remember that your slope tells you your rise over your run. So since I have a positive slope, that means I can either go up and to the right, or I can go down and to the left since my slope is positive. So in this case, I'm actually going to do both of those. So my slope is actually 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1, and I'm also, again, at that point, going to go down 2 to the left 1. And I can keep going by counting that down and to the left. And then I'm going to draw my line. Now, if I had a negative slope, then I would go up and to the left or down and to the right to show that negative direction. So that was just a quick review on how to graph a line, since we're going to be talking about solving a system of equations by graphing. So let's start by looking at these two equations. With a system of equations, you are looking at two equations and are trying to see where those two lines that those equations make meet. Before you can graph them, they both need to be in slope-intercept form, that y equals mx plus b. If they're not, then you need to solve the equation for y in order to get it in this form. Luckily, both of these are in slope-intercept form, so we don't have to worry about doing that. So I'm going to use the color red for this first equation, for y equals negative 5/3 x plus 3. So just like on the last one, I'm going to start by graphing my y-intercept at 3. And again, I'm going to use that to be my rise over my run, so negative 5 over 3. And if you remember, I said with that, you can either go up and to the left or down and to the right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have enough spaces in order to go up and to the left, so I'm going to go down and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to the right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to draw my line. To go through all of those points. Okay? Now I'm ready to graph the second equation, and I'm going to use green for this one. So for the second equation, I'm going to start at negative 3. I'm just marking these so you can see which one is which. So at this one, my y-intercept is negative 3. So 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Now my slope is positive, so that means I can go up and to the right or down and to the left. So I'm going to start by going up and to the right. Up 1, and to the right 1, 2, 3. Up 1, to the right 1, 2, 3. And I'll go down 1, to the left 1, 2, 3. And I'll just stop there. And then I'm going to draw my line. Now if you notice, my lines crossed at a point. There's a point that they both share. That point is right here. This point right here. So in order to know what my solution to this system of equations is, I want to look at what that point is. And if you remember, you label your coordinates x and y, meaning x goes first, then y. So as I'm labeling this, I want to look at where that falls on my x-axis, which is the horizontal one. So it's 1, 2, 3. So my x value is 3. My y value, which is shown vertically, is negative 2. So my solution for this system of equations is 3, negative 2. This is the point where those two lines cross, or the point that those two lines share.